It's time to check in on Bahama Billy's latest adventures from paradise. Bill, I bet it's gorgeous where you are.
Well, yeah, I would say it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's relaxing. It's exciting. I could come up with adjectives all day because this is a stunning place. All the islands of the Bahamas are really have their own unique character. Grand Bahama, though, really has kind of captured my heart because it is a balance of everything. And some people think, oh, they heard about Abaco and Grand Bahama getting hit really hard with recent hurricanes. But it has come back remarkably, and there are so many things to do and see. So don't turn your back on Grand Bahama. It is a place you definitely want to visit. I'm very excited to introduce you to Ellsworth Weir from Bahamas National Trust. And now you get the opportunity to kind of oversee, to be the steward of some pretty amazing natural landscapes. And we had a chance to explore a little bit, starting with Gold Rock Beach. Tell me a little bit about the trust and what people can experience, a bit of a welcome to this island.
Okay, well, first of all, the Bahamas National Trust has 33 parks that we manage, from Abaco in the north to Anagua in the south. 3 of those parks are on Grand Bahama.
Gold Rock Beach.
And Gold Rock Beach is, well, Lucaya National Park is home to Gold Rock Beach, and Gold Rock Beach it's called the welcome mat when tide goes out. If you want to see some sand ripples and tidal pools set against, the backlight of the sun, that's where you go to check it out.
It's stunning. We were in there yesterday. I went for a swim, and I got pretty far out, and still the depth is only here.
Right.
You can keep going out, and it was just, you look around and it just feels like such a special place. And I know it's all about nature healing. Right, so the mangroves are all coming back, and it really is quite a stunning place. We also got a chance to go to Ben's Cave. Now, this I had no idea. Tell me a little bit about what we're seeing.
Well, Ben's Cave it's an entrance into the cave system of Grand Bahama, and there's been over just about 7 miles of cave charted, one of the longest cave systems in the world. And Ben's Cave is special because if you were to dive into it, you will see formations called stalactites and stalagmites. The depth of it is 60 feet. So that tells you that at one time, this cave was empty because those features can only be formed by a dripping motion. There's also fossils of conch shells and other crustaceans fused into the cave walls. So many believe that at one time, this cave was also a part of a reef system. So we can talk about different periods of history just by looking at Ben's Cave.
That's amazing.
Okay.
So expert divers can take it on, but I'm not certified or anything. I could still wander down and experience some of that. And the other cave too, what was that one called?
The Burial Mound Cave.
Burial Mound Cave.
Now the Burial Mound Cave is special because it's home to remains of Lucayan Indians, first known native Bahamians. There's 6 remains in there. We've confirmed that they are from the Lucayan period. One of the remains was taken up and sent to Washington, D.C., to the Smithsonian Institute, and they carbon dated the remains and confirmed that they are from the Lucayan period. The forehead was flat. The Lucayans used to put boards onto the foreheads of their babies and flatten the foreheads, I guess, as a sign of beauty. And the forehead was flat here.
So much to learn, and I got to get to the kayaking as well, because we also got through the mangroves, and we have some incredible footage of drone, and this is something how you can sort of partake to see it at water level, right?
Yes. Nothing like getting onto the water to see the water from that level. And after Hurricane Dorian, all of the mangroves were brown. Yeah. We had big cuts into the sand dune, but with Mother Nature will always surprise you and repair herself. Yeah. And we've learned that through Dorian.
Yeah, and get a little exercise to work off some of the calories from the conch fritters.
Right, yeah, very important.
Thank you so much. It was incredibly beautiful, and remember, respect nature. Nature will always give back when you do that. And you have a chance to be here and experience some of this. Your dream vacation awaits in the Islands of the Bahamas. Here's your chance to win a trip for 2 to paradise. The prize includes a 4-night stay at the all-inclusive Warwick Paradise Island, Bahamas, a tropical haven designed exclusively for adults. Non-stop round-trip airfare between Toronto and Nassau, plus airport transfers. Now to enter, visit cp24.com/Bahamas or scan the QR code below. It's brought to you by the Islands of the Bahamas. It's not one island, it's a lifetime of them. All right, we will be back with more on CP24 Breakfast and more from Grand Bahama. It's work getting these little pucks into the, and I don't even know how to play shuffleboard, but I think I'm doing, oh, Charles, you're doing well there. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then you can keep playing. You know what? But this is the thing. When you travel, you can have a lot of fun. But for me, the greatest memories are made when you travel a bit like a local or with a local. You get to see things maybe you wouldn't have otherwise seen. But it's a little intimidating, I think, sometimes, unless you're really an extroverted personality, to go and meet people on your own and get that local experience. For that reason, there's an incredible program here in the Islands of the Bahamas called People to People. And Charles LaRota is an ambassador for People to People. And I got to tell you, we've had a few fun moments. Oh, I dropped that. A few fun moments over the last couple of days doing local things. I mean, I have the benefit of having Bahamas tourism with me. But for someone coming down, how does People to People work and how do you get involved?
Well, People to People, it's hard to explain. The Bahamas has always been a hospitality place. We've always been hospitable from the time we can remember. Through the churches, through the lodges, through a lot of external organizations. A lot of our people go off to schools in the US and the UK and all over, and they join the fraternity, what they call the frats.
Yep.
And of course, they invite people over. So the Bahamians have always been known to be a hospitality place with hospitable people. And we always welcome people. We always welcome you with a smile. We're always glad to see you.
Yeah.
And so the Ministry of Tourism decided to capitalize on it, organize it, make it something a little bit not so much formal, but a little bit more organized, where they get information on the persons involved from the local persons. They get information from persons coming in. So a person coming to the Bahamas can contact any one of our Ministry of Tourism offices.
Even online, just free sign up online.
Especially online. We're so happy about online now because now you can do everything online. And you can just sign up for the People to People program, and they ask you basic questions, your hobbies, your interests, sometimes your religion and stuff like that. And they would match you up. You would be matched up with a local who has the same interests. The good thing is this local has been approved or certified by the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. So it's not that you are literally walking into a stranger. You're actually walking into somebody that somebody knows.
Totally, and it's free, and you get the stories, and you get the backgrounds. We were down at O Bar and Grill. We had a preview of the food truck festival. These are the kinds of things. What other things have you taken people on when they've come and been partnered with you?
Well, okay, the first thing is we let people know that it's not a substitute for paying for tours and stuff. What People to People does is take you on a behind-the-scenes look at life in the Bahamas. So you get a look at real life instead of the hotels and the swimming pools. I have people who would come to my house because they've never seen a fruit tree, they've never seen a banana tree, they've never seen a mango tree or stuff like that. They get to meet your families. Sometimes we cook them a typical Bahamian meal as opposed to something in the hotel. And it's sort of like, after the tour, a behind-the-scenes look at life in the Bahamas and how we really live.
It's incredible. And, you know, Bahamians are so friendly and hospitable to begin with. But to get that kind, you don't have to be nervous about meeting someone. They're going to make you feel like family every time I come down here to the Islands of the Bahamas. And you know what? As a token of friendship from Canada, here is some maple syrup, because we got to try some grits and corned beef and grits and tuna. I don't know if maple syrup goes well with that, but you can try it.
I'll tell you what it goes well with. We have a locally made, homemade bread here called honey cake. And we also have one called Johnny cake. So whether you take the panny cake or the Johnny cake, you add some maple syrup to it. I know, because I've bought maple syrup from Canada many times, just to put on the panny cake.
So I'm going to sign up for People to People, and I'm going to request you so we can have a penny cake with that maple syrup. You're going to save it for me?
You would love it. You would love it.
I love it. And you could love it too. And remember, you go onto the website, Bahamas Tourism, and you can sign up free. These are volunteers.
Yeah.
It's an incredible program. And you can win a trip to the Islands of the Bahamas. Your dream vacation does await you here in paradise. The prize includes a 4-night stay at the all-inclusive Warwick Paradise Island, Bahamas, a tropical haven designed exclusively for adults. Non-stop round-trip airfare between Toronto and Nassau, plus airport transfers. Now, to enter, visit cp24.com/Bahamas or scan the QR code below. Brought to you by the Islands of the Bahamas. It's not one island, it's a lifetime of them. You know, you're talking about bread and coffee, and I'm going, oh, wow, that sounds interesting, because I'm in a place that you can have every kind of fresh fruit every kind of conch, well, at least 3 ways I've had it this time. So we're kind of dedicating this segment to the food and the drink, at least of the islands that we have visited. And we started off over in Nassau, and there is a historic hotel that has expanded greatly called Grey Cliff. And they have a chocolatier, and I'd been there back in 2019, and if they hadn't stopped me, I probably would have just parked myself right under that spout of chocolate. But we had our own chocolate bar. We had white, dark, and milk chocolate. It was a chocolate haven, and you know what that will do for me. So you can visit. They have all kinds of things along that stretch, and enjoying some sweets. That's where I wanted to be. Then next to the chocolatier, they had this moonshine store and I guess distillery, and it was unbelievable. There was this thing called White Lightning. I think it was 190 proof. Obviously, they only gave it to you in like this little thimble, but Ann King from Bahama Tourism, her expression said it all. So, you know, you can get in there, you can sample. They got all kinds of flavored moonshine, and that was quite an experience. And also they have this unbelievable wine cellar, which we'll talk about a little later on. But we moved over to Arawak Key. Now, Arawak Key is kind of this line of fish fry and restaurants, and it had this unbelievable place that had not only some of the best conch fritters that I ever had, but this thing called gully wash. Now, if you start saying gully wash around Bahamians, they're going to say, where you been? Because it's very local. I think NASA calls it sky juice, but it's gin and it's coconut water and coconut. Anyways, you can sample it for yourself. It was a really cool experience. Then we flew over to Freeport, and I got to tell you, this is an incredible vibe here. We went to Smith's Point. I'm going to bring Mr. Marcel Wilson in. Your family owns Outriggers, which is in Smith's Point. What is, like, it's hard to describe the energy of Smith's Point. Tell me a little bit about Smith's Point.
Well, Smith's Point is a little native settlement right out there in Lucaya, and we came up with something called the fish fry. We started the fish fry in aid of church building fund. We had a little small church, had a little electrical shortage, the church burned down. We decided what we're gonna do to raise some funds to build a new church. And then we came up with a fish fry. We said we're gonna do it on Wednesday. And a lot of people was like, Wednesday? You know, we said we're not gonna compete with the weekend, we're gonna do it in the middle of the week. And we started, and the taxi drivers started coming in, bringing in the tourists, and it just snowballed into something, a phenomenon. Yeah. And people just loved it. You get your pan-fried snapper, fried right on the forest wood. You got barbecue, ribs right off the grill, grilled chicken, grilled pork. We have a deck overlooking the ocean where you dance, tropical drinks. It's the ultimate native Bahamian experience.
It was so cool. And you had music, and you had dancing.
Big.
Yeah, we bounced from Terry's for conch salad, and then we headed over and had a great time. Man, you got to check out Outriggers when you are down in Grand Bahama, because it is a party like none other. And I didn't realize the history on that, so thank you, my friend. All right, well, you can learn the history. You can have your conch salad. You can have conch 3 ways. You can have barbecue at Outriggers, and you can dance, and you can party, and you can do that if you win this. Your dream vacation awaits in the Islands of the Bahamas, and here's your chance to win a trip for 2 to paradise. The prize includes a 4-night stay at the all-inclusive Warwick Paradise Island, Bahamas, a tropical haven designed exclusively for adults, non-stop round-trip airfare between Toronto and Nassau, plus airport transfers. To enter, visit cp24.com/Bahamas or scan the QR code on the screen. Brought to you by the Islands of the Bahamas. It's not one island, it's a lifetime of them, and boy, before my life is done, I'm going to get to a few more islands. Oh, my gosh. Head down to Grand Bahama, Nassau, the Islands of the Bahamas. They are stunning. There are so many islands to explore. I could spend the rest of my life doing this. But you were talking about, love affairs through Pokemon. Well, I'm having a love affair with the Islands of the Bahamas, and I got to tell you, Grand Bahama has stolen my heart. But this has been a bit of an adventure. We did start in Nassau, and I'm going to bring in, can I call you my good friend now? McCullough Moss, who's general manager with the Islands of the Bahamas Tourism. This has been exceptional. I'm literally sad to know we do have another day just to enjoy, but I'm sad to know we're going, because there is a strong bond between Canada and the Bahamas, and I feel it when I'm down here. We had some pretty exciting.
We did. I mean, your family now, Bill. You visited Exuma, you visited Nassau, and now you're here in beautiful Grand Bahama Island. And, first time you might be a visitor, second time you're getting your feet wet. today you're a family.
And you get to explore, and also part of the exploration this time was to meet other Canadians. That connection was really strong. We played a little street hockey.
You did. You were with the Nassau Street Hockey League. They play out at the Lyford Key International School, and you guys got to, rub elbows a little bit, tussle a little bit. They've got the Bahamian team is the Toronto Maple Reefs.
Yes, and there was the Stanley Conch that were, I got to say, they were much better players than I, and I'm wearing a Maple Leafs jersey. I don't know how often that will happen. But yes, and after a game, who doesn't want to go for a beer when you're Canadian? But the Islands of the Bahamas has some pretty special beer. We got a chance to explore a brewery, Sands.
That's right, we did. Sands is local Bahamian beer brewed right here on Grand Bahama Island, and you get to see the brewery, see how they can and bottle, and then of course, you have to sample a flight.
Yeah, and we had a number of samples from light beer, all kinds of different ones, and even the rattlers were so delicious. And it's refreshing. When it's hot, you got to stay hydrated, right?
You absolutely must stay hydrated. Very important. We have about 2 seasons in the Bahamas, warm and very, very warm. So we're in very, very warm now, and we want you to come down. Don't wait till winter. Yeah. Come and visit us now. It's a short 3-hour flight away, and we welcome you all the time.
And I got 2 stages, thirsty and very thirsty. And we went from a brewery. Grey Cliff is just an incredible historic, hotel, pool, but also it has so much more. And they have an unbelievable wine cellar in the basement. That shocked me.
It's true. There are over 250,000 bottles of wine in this private collection in Grey Cliff. The cellar underground is the entire footprint of the property, the 16-room property. The restaurant is amazing, but the wines from so many different countries. And they do wine pairings. You experience the chocolate factory. They've got cigar rolling. The hotel is amazing and a tour in and of itself.
It's such a bonding experience to go and discover a great place, but then to bring other people back and share that experience. I feel like we have shared that experience this week, but I cannot wait to return again and again and share that experience with others. So thank you for being our tour guide, Mikala.
Thank you. And remember, you can find all this information out on Bahamas.com. Get your people-to-people registration in. Talk to our office managers and really fall in love with the Islands of the Bahamas, because it's not just one island. It's a lifetime
of them. I love it. I will be back. And of course, I have to thank all our crew, both in the control room and here on site. It has been an absolutely incredible week. And we want you to experience what we did. So your dream vacation awaits in the Islands of the Bahamas. And here's your chance to win a trip for 2 to paradise. The prize includes a 4-night stay at the all-inclusive Warwick Paradise Islands, Bahamas. Tropical haven designed exclusively for adults. Non-stop round-trip airfare between Toronto and Nassau, plus airport transfers. To enter, visit CP24.com/Bahamas or scan the QR code below. Brought to you by the Islands of the Bahamas. It's not one island, it's a lifetime of them. And Jen, I know you've been joking around about how much fun and how great a time I've been having, but that just goes to show how talented our crew is here and really what a wonderful place it is to visit and maybe win a contest. I'm going to send it back inside the studio. Thank you again to everyone involved in this production. It's been an incredible week. Yay! You're making friends.
Bill, hang on. Hold on. Are we not going to get the Steve Ryan? You're not going to strip down and jump into the water, Bill? I thought for sure that was how you not completely strip down, but just like tarps off.
I can do that, but I have technical equipment. And Ryan, show Ryan. Ryan has been key.
Look at Ryan.
I'm stripped down now. I'm stripped down.
I'm stripped down.
Bro, sure.
No, I will be going swimming
Ryan,
this
avert
afternoon.
your eyes.
All right.
But thank you, everyone. This has been so much fun.
Everyone, yeah.
Amazing.
All right, Bill,
thank you.
we'll see you
I'm
back
thinking of
here
you
Monday.
guys. I miss you.